Welcome, dear thrill seekers and the curious, to the realm where the ordinary meets the eerie. Join us around the fire for this next creepy tale if you dare. In Toronto, a city known for its peace and beauty and once considered North America's safest place to live, the words tragic, shocking, and sickening rarely find their place. However, on December 15, 2017, an unthinkable and unsolved mystery shattered this tranquility when Barry and Honey Sherman were discovered lifeless in their own home. The disturbing Toronto murder case of the Shermans commenced the moment their lifeless bodies were found. The initial perplexity of the police was evident as they stumbled upon the lifeless forms of the influential billionaire couple, hanging near their pool, victims of a chilling asphyxiation. The case took an immediate wrong turn when it was erroneously labeled as a murder-suicide. However, as more details emerged, a shroud of suspicion enveloped their deaths. Despite the passage of months since this gruesome event, the murders of the Shermans remain a haunting enigma, a file under the category of unsolved mysteries, with not a single suspect named by the authorities. The sorrowful, distressing, and astonishing tale of the Sherman murders, complete with the myriad of twists and turns yet to be unraveled by law enforcement, beckons for analysis. The case remains open, inviting scrutiny and contemplation. They were unearthed on a fateful Friday morning, their lifeless bodies suspended side by side, secured by belts fastened to the railings surrounding their indoor pool. A disconcerting detail emerged as investigators probed further. Honey Sherman bore visible cuts on her face. The post-mortem examinations delivered a chilling verdict. The cause of their demise was ligature neck compression, a harrowing outcome of strangulation through binding or tying. What made this already grim scenario even more baffling was the peculiar nature of the ligatures employed. They appeared distinct from any other materials found within the residence, lending an eerie and unsettling aura to the entire crime scene. Furthermore, the belts that had been utilized were employed not to restrict movement but to hold them in an upright, seated posture, rendering the circumstances all the more unsettling and suspicious. Initially, a shadow of suspicion cast a grim theory over the case, one that suggested the possibility of a murder-suicide. Within a mere day of the couple's lifeless discovery, select news outlets began to propagate this theory, claiming insider sources close to the police were exploring the notion that a murder-suicide had taken place, with Barry allegedly being the perpetrator, ending Honey's life before his own. While the police had not officially endorsed this theory, it swiftly permeated public discourse, prompting the family to issue a forceful statement. They decried the police for entertaining such an assertion, asserting their unwavering belief in its falsehood. The police remained tight-lipped regarding the theory, leaving a cloud of uncertainty in its wake. It wasn't until 6 weeks later that the official narrative was revised, with authorities disclosing that the tragic incident had, in fact, been a double homicide. Their lifeless bodies were discovered under the most unsettling circumstances by the Shermans' real estate agent. The couple had recently listed their home for sale, a property nestled in the affluent suburb of Toronto known as North York. Despite their status as billionaires, the Shermans' residence was considered relatively modest for the opulent neighborhoods of Toronto. At the time of their tragic demise, the property bore a price tag of $6.9 million, awaiting a new owner. As preparations were underway for an open house in the chilly December, the Shermans' entrusted real estate agent made her way inside using the keys provided. It was within those walls that she stumbled upon a horrifying tableau: the lifeless bodies of Barry and Honey, bound to a railing alongside their pool. The grim details of their discovery were later unveiled by an anonymous relative who, although shrouded in secrecy, felt compelled to share the haunting account with the media. Barry and Honey Sherman, the philanthropic billionaires who amassed their wealth through the founding of the Canadian pharmaceutical company Apotex, defied the stereotype of profit-driven pharmaceutical magnates. Instead, they emerged as beloved figures across Canada, renowned for their boundless generosity and unwavering commitment to their community. The shockwaves generated by their tragic murders reverberated worldwide, underscoring the profound impact the couple had made during their lifetime. Barry and Honey dedicated the majority of their time and resources to contributing substantial sums from their fortune to hospitals, universities, and a multitude of charitable organizations. Their altruistic endeavors were emblematic of their commitment to enhancing the welfare of society. Notably, Barry Sherman earned acclaim not only from loved ones but also from competitors for his tireless efforts to make healthcare more accessible and affordable for all patients. Their benevolence and the warmth of their character rendered the brutal nature of their demise all the more confounding and heart-wrenching. As of March 2018, the Toronto police had refrained from identifying any potential suspects in the unsettling double homicide, although they did confirm the existence of an extensive list of individuals to scrutinize. Frustrated by the gradual pace of the official investigation, the Sherman family took matters into their own hands and enlisted the services of private investigators. These independent investigators arrived at a chilling hypothesis: the likelihood of multiple perpetrators being involved in the crime. They underscored their theory by pointing to the conspicuous cuts on Honey's face, suggestive of a harrowing struggle. Additionally, it was noted that the restraints used to bind Barry and Honey's hands together were composed of a material not originating from the crime scene. Speculation has arisen that, due to the family's substantial wealth, they might have become targets for professional contract killers, a theory that casts an even darker shadow over this perplexing case. For an entire month following the discovery of Barry and Honey Sherman's lifeless bodies, a perplexing narrative enveloped the investigation. Initially, law enforcement appeared steadfast in their conviction that Barry Sherman was not a victim but rather the perpetrator, suggesting that he had taken the life of his wife before ending his own. During this time, search warrants secured for the case revealed a startling perspective. It appeared that the 51 police officers involved in the investigation had seemingly overlooked substantial evidence at the crime scene, choosing instead to focus exclusively on the murder of Honey. Even after meticulous examinations, scrutiny of phone records, and the filing of warrants in court, their gaze remained fixed solely on Honey as the victim of a heinous crime. It wasn't until a second autopsy, financed by the family themselves, that law enforcement's perspective began to shift, acknowledging Barry as a murder victim as well. Ultimately, it wasn't until January 26 that the police officially updated the public, confirming that both Barry and Honey Sherman had fallen victim to one or more unknown assailants. In the aftermath of the murders, Barry Sherman's cousin, Kerry Winter, took a significant step by voluntarily presenting himself at the Toronto Homicide Squad office, expressing his willingness to participate in an interview. Over the course of 4 hours, the conversation unfolded, drawing substantial attention from the media. Following a sensational televised exposé, Winter made a startling revelation. He disclosed that in the late 1990s, Barry had approached him with a proposition to take Honey's life. Although the interview ignited a firestorm of interest surrounding the case, the focus soon shifted, casting a shadow over Winter himself. Revelations about his extensive history of drug abuse and a penchant for dishonesty emerged. Notably, Winter had recently lost a protracted legal battle against Barry, mere weeks prior to the tragic murders. In that legal dispute, Winter had contended that Barry owed him millions of dollars from Apotex. Winter stated in the interview that his motivation stemmed from a desire to inflict pain upon Barry by bringing these allegations to light. He asserted that the prominent billionaire harbored a deep animosity towards his wife and had actively sought Winter's involvement in a sinister plot to end her life. Amidst a flurry of revelations, an eyebrow-raising incident emerged when Kerry Winter, Barry's cousin, addressed a purported scheme to eliminate Honey Sherman in a contentious email exchange. According to Winter, 2 decades earlier, he had allegedly engaged a hitman for the task. However, Winter asserted that it was Barry Sherman who orchestrated the plan, motivated by a professed disdain for his wife and a desire for her demise. In a televised interview, Winter provided intricate details about the alleged conspiracy, recounting a moment when he called Barry and solemnly intimated, "You know, there's no turning back, Barry, if I push the button." Although Winter's accusations against Barry sent shockwaves, their credibility came under scrutiny when friends of Winter vehemently denied the existence of any such plot. The claims faced further skepticism when Winter consented to a televised lie detector test, the results of which indicated deception. A polygraph expert confirmed that Winter had been untruthful about the purported plot. Even law enforcement displayed limited interest in further interrogating Winter, having already interviewed him for an extensive 4-hour session before subsequently releasing him. Barry's path to wealth traced back to his founding of Apotex, a Canadian pharmaceutical company renowned for its production of generic drugs. The company's remarkable success played a pivotal role in Barry's accumulation of wealth. Notably, despite his affluence, Barry maintained a relatively unpretentious lifestyle, assuming diverse roles within Apotex during its early stages, from financial contributions to hands-on cleaning duties. However, during Barry's tenure, Apotex found itself embroiled in over 1,000 legal disputes across Canada. The company developed a reputation for employing legal means to safeguard its business interests. Friends and family members of the Shermans have publicly acknowledged that while Barry exhibited kindness and generosity in his personal life, his business dealings may have garnered him a significant number of adversaries. Throughout the evolving theories of the police investigation, one steadfast fact remained: there were no indications of forced entry into the Sherman residence. This conspicuous absence of forced entry naturally gave rise to a plethora of inquiries surrounding the identity and circumstances of the assailants. Did the Shermans have a connection to their killers, allowing them entry by invitation? Or did the perpetrators adeptly infiltrate the premises, evading detection? The presence of this enigmatic detail inevitably led to the brief circulation of speculations about a murder-suicide, offering a semblance of coherence in the face of this peculiar aspect. It also lent credence to the notion that the assailants might have possessed a high degree of professionalism in executing their malevolent intentions. Despite their status as billionaires and the success of their pharmaceutical company, it appears that the Shermans were not entirely free of financial concerns. Recent records indicate a reduction in their contributions to charitable causes, along with the discontinuation of the Sherman Family Foundation in recent years. Concurrently, they found themselves entangled in numerous legal disputes, including a lawsuit filed by Barry's cousins, the Winters, who sought a portion of his wealth. Furthermore, the Shermans were under scrutiny by government authorities for a possible violation of lobbying regulations in connection with a fundraising dinner they hosted at their residence for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in 2015. These intriguing facts add further layers to a case already replete with complexities. The funeral of Barry and Honey Sherman, attended by approximately 10,000 mourners, held a poignant moment when Canada's Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, paid his respects. The Shermans shared close ties with Trudeau and his political party. Interestingly, the government's investigation into the Shermans also had a connection to Trudeau. It centered on whether a fundraising event hosted by Barry for the Liberal Party, which included Trudeau, breached the regulations governing political lobbying. However, overshadowing the funeral of Barry, aged 75, and Honey, aged 70, wasn't their wealth or their legal battles. Instead, it was the profound enigma surrounding how such a cherished and influential couple could meet a tragic end in their own home, leaving no discernible trace behind. As we draw the curtains on yet another chilling journey into the depths of the unknown, I want to extend my gratitude to all you brave souls who joined us on this expedition. Remember, the world is a tapestry woven with threads of mystery, and we're here to unravel its darkest secrets. But our quest for the enigmatic doesn't end here. So, if you hunger for more tales that send shivers down your spine, artifacts that defy explanation, and the eerie embrace of the unexplained, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. You'll be the first to know when we unearth our next chilling chronicle. Until then, stay curious, stay cautious, and never stop exploring the realms of the macabre and the miraculous. Signing off from Creepy Tales and Curiosities. Remember, the night may be dark, but there's always a story waiting to be uncovered. Good night, and pleasant nightmares.